Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. So, before I begin, I just want to address one thing, right? And that's our bodies are an amana. They're a trust from God. And we have to do everything in our power to care for it. And on the surface level, it may seem pointless, right? Like it's more than just putting on muscle and getting lean, right? It's a question I used to ask myself is, why all this emphasis on staying healthy? But the healthier you are, the more good you can do, the more energy you have to worship. And sometimes we forget that the Sahaba, radiallahu anhum, were not weak. They were warriors. They went to battle. But now I feel like, in general, we narrowed down the religion to tahajjud, praying our 5 prayers, dua, which are important. Don't get me wrong, they're important. But health is what allows you to do all of those things. So how I see it is taking care of your body is an act of worship. And staying away from certain foods is also an act of worship. I'm going to tell you a funny story. When I was younger, we had Popeyes selling after Jummah. So I went to go buy those Popeyes. And when I was about to eat it, my dad told me to peel the skin. What's the point, right? Like, peel the skin for what? I was angry. So then I peeled the skin, I ate it, and fast forward, even if it's today, and I have to eat fried chicken, I peel the skin. And a lot of you right now are probably wondering, like, what's the purpose? Why are you peeling the skin? That defeats the whole purpose. But what I didn't understand was that there's a wisdom behind it. And it's that we're conditioned to think that every time we eat, it's for pleasure. And pleasurable food is either oily, sugary, deep fried, but food is just a means of getting things done, of being productive. So you don't need to eat until to your fill. It's just so you have energy to get you from one task to another. And I'll give you an example that may seem out of context, okay? So in philosophy, there's something called hedonism, which is maximizing how much pleasure you feel and minimizing the pain. But the problem with that notion is when you maximize the pleasure, it always leads to some sort of pain after. And it's the same thing with food. If we try to maximize eating as much pleasurable food as we can, we're going to feel that pain in our gut, or even later down the line. So, I forgot to use my slides. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just catch up. So, and I want you to look at the food industry. My bad. I want you to look at the food industry the same way as the gambling industry, as the adult industry, as the social media industry. All of them try to profit off of your addiction. Okay, so in the same way, there's an algorithm on social media that tries to get you to watch the next video. There's someone in a lab, a food engineer, who sits there and says, if I add a little bit more salt or a little bit more a bit more sugar or even some MSG, maybe the person would eat it more. So their goal is once you open let's say a Dorito chip and take one bite, they don't want that to be your last bite. They want that to be your first bite and finish the whole bag, okay? And even go ahead and buy more. It's all a marketing gimmick, okay? So we have to be very, very aware of what goes into our system. Okay, let's look. You can see in the slide. Okay, does anyone know what palm oil is? That's in I believe it's a Oreo cookie container. Does anyone know what palm oil is? Anyone? Yeah. So you know what it is? No. Palm oil is actually used in fire retardant. So like it's supposed to make fires less intense, like slow down the burn. And it's also used as engine lubricant. So how are we eating that? That's not even like edible. Okay. Next one. This one is a pancake mix. They have sodium aluminum phosphate. Does anyone know what that is? Yeah, aluminum. Okay.
Isn't that some kind of paint that removal for phosphate?
Yeah.
It's like it's chemical, but when you want to remove a paint, you have to use that phosphate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. It's for fertilizer too. Yeah. So the question is, how do you become more aware? And obviously, we have to read ingredients, but stay away from packaged food as much as you can. To eat healthy, it's about finding whole foods. Okay? It's about finding whole foods and foods that only have one ingredient. So like apples is one ingredient. Butternut squash is one ingredient. Okay? That's the kind of foods that you want. And we have to understand that everything in the food industry is just marketing. Okay? And I'm gonna pull up an example here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but one of these is a protein bar. The other is a chocolate bar. Which one is which? Can you guys?
Chocolate on the left, like on my left.
This one? Yeah. This one's a chocolate bar, and that one's a protein bar.
It seems like it has more saturated fats.
Okay.
More sugar. More sugar. That one has less sugar. That one has more sugar. No.
Yeah.
No,
so that one is the protein bar. They just add a bunch of whey protein in it, and then all of a sudden it's healthy, right? And you think you're eating healthy, but it has way more sugar, way more saturated fats. It's not good for you. Okay. So that's what I said about whole foods, staying away from processed. So some of you might know this already, but bear with me. So there are 3 macronutrients that you have to focus on that our body needs. The first one is protein. The second one is carbohydrates. And the last one is fats. Yeah. Okay. Pardon? Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so protein, its main goal is to support muscle, recovery, but more importantly, in my opinion, is satiety, making sure that you're full, okay? Then you have carbs, which fuel your activity, and I'll explain later that it has to be matched with how much you're moving. And then fats, they support your hormones and also your fullness, how satiated you are. And then obviously, there are extremes. So there are people that be like, carbs, just stay away from it. It's evil, okay? Protein only eat meat. And then there's the other side that says, only vegetables, right? Cut out the meat. And I don't like either one. I think the best path is the middle path, right? And Sheikh Ahmed actually told me this a while ago. He was like, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was actually part vegetarian. And I was like, okay. So he didn't like only eat meat. He didn't only eat vegetables. It was smack in the middle. So yeah, making sure that it stays balanced. Okay. Now, how much protein should you eat? Typically, it's around 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's for the average person. So if I weigh 100 kilograms, I'm eating around 80 grams of protein. But that number depends on if you're trying to build muscle. If you're trying to like get big, then you would obviously eat like closer to 0.8 grams per pound, not kilograms. So it would almost be double.
But it'll go high when you work out.
Yeah. So as you work out, it gets higher. Now, carb intake. There are 2 kinds of carbs. There's simple carbs and then complex carbs. Simple carbs are like your fruits. So bananas, apples, all those are simple carbs, anything that digests quickly. And then there's complex carbs. which is a slower release of energy. So that's your rice, your pasta. It gives you energy over time, and it doesn't like crash. That makes sense. Okay. Now, your carb intake should directly correlate with the amount of activity you're doing. Okay. If I know that today I'm going to be hooping a lot, I'm going to be running up and down the court, obviously I'm going to eat more carbs before and after. Okay. But if I'm at my desk all day, like for me personally, yesterday was a rest day. So I was at my desk. That means I had to lower my carb intake all the way down so that I'm not putting on weight. So it always matches the activity level. If my activity is low, my carbs are low. Okay. Lastly, how much fat should you eat? Now, a lot of people say like stay away from fat. But I think you should eat more fats than you think. Okay? So your nuts, your butter, your avocado, those are like stuff that we're told to stay away from, like especially butter. They're like, butter isn't good for you. Butter is amazing for you, okay? Eat butter, okay? And eating a lot of fats, it prevents binging and like those cravings that you have. So if you eat a lot of fats, you're gonna be more full and you're gonna feel less enticed to like snack on like a Dorito chip or something like that. Okay, moving on. So this is a really vague outline, but yes, you should be having around half of your meals as carbs, and then 30% protein, 30% fat. That's just an average, and it could depend on how much physical activity you're doing. Okay. So, on the topic of snacking, okay. So, let's say I were to have, actually, no. I'll start back from the beginning, my bad. So, if I want to lose weight, and I'm going to trick myself into thinking that I'm eating healthy. So I'm going to have my breakfast, super healthy. Then 40 minutes later, I go have a snack. Let's say I have, I don't know, a cookie. It's one cookie. It's not that bad. Then I go have, I don't know, a banana or a piece of bread. It all adds up. And I'll give you an example. Like the smallest things always add up. So let's say after I have all my food for the day, I go have 2 cookies and some chai, right? Like who doesn't like that? Okay? So if I do that every single day for a year, that is 200 calories extra a day per year. That totals up to 20 pounds gained in a year. So if that happens for 5 years in a row, you can only imagine. So it's a small habits that always add up. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't snack, right? We should have a tiny snack. Any fruit will do, anything just to keep you going a little bit, but don't overdo it. So like 1 fruit is enough as a snack, in my opinion. Okay. Okay. So I know that someone at the back right now is probably thinking like, okay, if I have a snack, if I have a cookie, 200 calories, like I could low-key just burn that off, you know? I could just go on the treadmill for an extra half an hour and I should be fine. But that's not how it works, okay? It may not make you put on weight, but it's still bad internally, right? And that's what you have to look at. So every time I have anything sweet, what happens is it spikes your blood sugar. So your blood sugar goes up, then your body releases insulin, right? So after it releases insulin to move that energy to your cells, and then let's say you do that over and over and over again, you have more, let's say, pop or I don't know junk food, okay? So let's say you just, okay? So let's say you're just eating unhealthy, okay? Let's say you're eating unhealthy. And, sorry, my bad. So let's say you're eating unhealthy and your body has to release more and more and more insulin. That would just make you insulin resistant. So yeah, it's not good. So being insulin resistant actually increases, your chances of diabetes, your chances of heart disease, okay? And also, people are learning it's Alzheimer's too. 95% of Alzheimer's is actually from a bad diet, like sugary diet. So it's actually one big downhill spiral. Because after you have that insulin all the way up, you become hungrier, you store more fat. So that's where all the issues come from. Okay.
Fatty liver,
Yeah.
your kidney,
Mhm.
all the
Or you substitute with sugar with honey.
Pardon?
Honey from sugar.
Honey from sugar? I mean,
fat.
that honey is good.
Honey is good.
Honey is good, but but again, in moderation. Yeah.
If someone has a diabetes,
What about
must
honey
not
and
take
butter?
that honey.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard that dates
No.
are the best for diabetes, but they said they don't go up diabetes.
Wrong.
The dates.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
No, someone tried it with eating dates. They have
Okay.
that diabetes machine on their hands when they ate it. It didn't
Mhm.
go up. But I don't know
Wrong.
if that's
Okay.
Glycemic
And
spike up.
sorry.
Sugar and honey is almost the same.
Same.
The
Yeah.
glycemic index,
Mhm.
if you see the glycemic index
100.
of sugar,
You're right.
is approximately 55 to 60 between. So
Yeah.
it's almost the same
Mhm.
when you talk about the glycemic index.
Yeah.
no.
Okay. So the best way to describe this feeling of how like that sugar crash feels like is in Ramadan. So you know when you're fasting all day, then you come home and you have your samosas, your pakoras, whatever it is, and then you eat as much as you can. You make up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all in one meal, and then you go set for tarawih, and the sheikh is reciting. You're like, oh, I don't feel so well, right? It's because your insulin is taking energy away from you, right? Like all the energy is going towards digestion. So this past Ramadan, I tried something. I tried to eat half as much as I usually eat for iftar. Then I come back home after tarawih, and I would eat if I'm still hungry. Now, that helped me focus a lot more in tarawih. Like I didn't feel so like lethargic and lazy, right? It was more lively, right? Mm-hmm. Now, and I'm not saying that to like toot my own horn, but I want more people to do it. I don't want to be the only one to be like, yeah, I didn't have any sweets this Ramadan. And no, it's something that we can all do, right? And it has to start from one person. So let's say one person decides, you know what, I'm not going to have any sweets. And then you're going to notice that more people in your family follow you. And a perfect example is like we used to buy cereal. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to eat that anymore. And then it was my brother that stopped eating it. And then it was my sister. And then we just stopped buying it. So it's something so simple, but it works over time, right? Because like change always takes time. Okay. And that brings us to the topic of what should you do to lose weight, right? If you want to lose weight, some people count their calories, but counting calories, in my opinion, is a double-edged sword.
Reduction of carbs.
Pardon?
Reduction of intake of carbs.
Yeah. So I find counting calories is not good, in my opinion. And first, let's backtrack a bit. What does counting calories even mean, right? So you pick up a cookie, and it says 200 calories on the label. You look at that and think, 200 calories isn't that much. I can fit that into my day. But like we discussed, 200 calories of a cookie is much different than 200 calories of chicken, right? So you have to look at things not from a not from a quantity perspective, but from a quality. Is this 200 calories? Is it making me feel good, or is it making me feel lazy? So it's about looking at the quality of food instead of how much you're eating. That make sense? Yeah, because your body, your body does not count calories. It responds to hormones, to blood sugar, to nutrients, right? So food is not just energy, it's information to your body, right? And it tells it how to feel. So now that leads us to the next question. How do you know how many calories you need? And it's actually called base metabolic rate. And it's the amount of energy your body needs to just stay alive, right? So the calories you burn by breathing, digesting, sleeping, thinking, and keeping your organs running. For most people, it's around 1,600 to 2,400 calories a day. And obviously, depending on your size, your muscle mass, and activity. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that your carb intake should match how much you move. Yeah, so it's the same concept, and just making sure that your metabolic needs are hit. But what was I going to say? I already mentioned counting calories. Sorry. Okay. So that doesn't mean that I'm against counting calories. I believe that counting calories is beneficial for some people. You just have to know how to do it. If you're count your macros, your proteins, your fats, right? That's the stuff that you should be counting. Don't neglect how much sugar you're eating. Because I know people that dirty bulk, right? They just like, oh yeah, I'm hitting my protein, I'm eating all this like food, and they're not looking at anything. So dirty bulking is not sustainable, and I know some people do that. So stay away from that. And on the topic of sustainability, there is movement. So I'm gonna shift topics a little bit. So a lot of us live very sedentary lives. We sit at our computer all day, at a desk all day, and it weakens our heart, right? It doesn't allow blood to flow because you're sitting all day. We're meant to be walking, right, or doing activities. So that means that we have to make up for all of that time sitting down. Now, during COVID, I fell into the trap of just sitting down and eating for like 1 month. I was just sitting down, eating, doing my homework. That was it. But I looked at myself in the mirror after 1 month. I'm like, I have to lock in now, right? So make sure that you're focusing on 3 things. This is strength training, cardio conditioning, mobility, and just mobility stuff. Now, what does each one entail? So you can definitely do strength training from home, and you don't need weights. You definitely don't need weights. You can use bands, and I've actually made up a program. There's a QR code after. You can scan it with your phone, and it's simple. You could look at it. But yeah, you can use bands. You can use body weight. You can do handstands, push-ups. Those are the stuff that actually are functional and build muscle, right? For the first few times not the first few times. For the first few months of COVID, this was the split that I did. Day 1 was HIIT cardio, 15 minutes. That's all you need. 15 minutes is enough to stay fit. Day 2 was upper body. Day 3 was a long form cardio. Day 4 was upper again, and day 5 was legs. No, I mean easy. I skipped legs. Okay? Because it's so much so much cardio. Yeah. So cardiovascular training. This is any kind of long form cardio. Oh, there's a typo. It's supposed to be 30 to 45 minutes, but that is the average just to keep your what's it called? Your heart pumping a little bit and the blood flowing. It should not be super taxing. You should be able to talk the whole time.
Brother Yaseen, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
very informative information? Thank you so much. Can you just include senior as well after 60, but we should do instead?
It's the same thing. Just you can use bands. Bands are perfect.
On the TV and everywhere they say after 60 your heart is going to be weaker. You don't do that. Don't do that. Do this. Give us a very great messages, Now we're scared to even move around. We think our heart is something, but I don't know.
No, you can definitely do I think walking, any like walking, incline walking, the like low impact stuff.
Make stronger our heart.
Yeah,
What we should
walking. Walking is the best thing.
only walk.
Yeah, do a lot of walking. Yeah. 30 minutes is fine. Yeah, more than enough. And obviously, building muscle is related to longevity. So, staying alive longer, being healthier, disease free, those are the things that help with that, fighting off sicknesses. Now, I already talked about that. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting creative. Working out at home is a bit different than working out at a gym. That means if let's say you wanted to do weights, you would put a backpack on with maybe some textbooks inside, and you would do weights, right? That's like you could do squats with that. Anything to add like some stimulus is good. Okay. Yeah, just get creative.
Swimming is also part of it, right? The whole exercise.
Yeah.
You're coming to swimming as well, huh?
I didn't include it, but yeah, swimming is good.
Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why I heard of swimming. So can I ask a question? Okay, if you have to do when you reach to the age like after 70, you wear the snorkels and fins.
Yeah.
Do this swimming is so your pressure to your whole body is a little less. Is it a good thing to do?
To use snorkel?
A snorkel, yeah. and
Yeah. But
Because,
I was gonna say like, even if you use a snorkel, you're still kind of doing that workout, so it doesn't really matter. Like you're holding your breath regardless. So
Right.
yeah, I would say it's completely fine. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Because I do with this, and I figure out that
it's
I
easier.
develop the habit to doing it because it doesn't put stress. Because at
Yeah.
the age of 70, you have to be careful, like don't put stress too much. So I do like 12,
12 laps with the
12
snorkel.
laps, so
Yeah.
it's something like 600 meters.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like losing the breath. So means I did not reach to that point where I said, like,
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means you can sustain it over a longer time, and you're getting fitter as you do it. So
okay.
yeah,
So what I'm doing, I'm using the fins and the snorkel is a good thing to do.
it's a good thing to do. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also I was gonna talk about I could talk about that too. Using fins is a lot of mobility work with your feet, with your ankles, right? Because it makes you plantar flex and then dorsiflex. So that's what you need to be able to move your ankle freely. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Thank you. That was my
Yeah.
question. Before
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Because I do it.
Yeah.
And here the swimming pool is the best swimming pool in the world, I believe.
Yeah, and then obviously there's mobility. And don't get mobility confused with stretching. So stretching is when like you're focused on reaching like a new position. So for example, like hitting the splits, or what's another example? Hitting the splits. There's like trying to reach your no, that's mobility. So
Stretching, yeah, like.
yes. Oh yeah. Touching your toes is a stretch, right? Mobility is like being able to move in a specific way. So, for example, like being able to do arm swings, that's mobility. Being able to do leg swings, mobility. All of those are mobility work, and you should do it at any age. At any age, but as you get older, it's more important to do it because that's when like seniors are more likely to fall. So you want to be able to be mobile. Yeah.
Light exercise.
For seniors, there is different exercise, and the young people is a
Yeah.
different exercise.
Mhm.
Because I do a lot of exercise, so I realize
Yeah.
that the seniors exercise, even we have to teach them how to walk and how to make a turn. Because usually, I'm sorry, it's your presentation. not
Oh,
mine.
don't worry. I'm
So that's
listening.
what I see.
Yeah.
When you say seniors, so I figure out that the seniors exercise are different than the
Mhm.
young people.
Yeah.
Because when we walk, if you make a right turn, immediate turn, most of the people falls.
Yeah.
Seniors after 60, they keep falling because of not properly
Mhm.
doing the practice of how to.
Mhm. Okay.
Sorry, it's not.
All good.
That's,
Okay. So you can actually scan this QR code if you have a phone, and I've like attached some workouts that you can do, right? Yeah. And actually, guys, so before you do that, if you can eat any chocolate bar right now, which one would it be? Hershey? Hershey? I hear a lot of Hershey. Twix? Okay, so this whole presentation, I snuck in like a random Hershey bar. Not sure you see that. Right?
I will take one of the chocolate.
Where else did I put it? Oh, there's one right there. Right? So if you said Hershey, that's why. So I just put that in as an example. Like people think that they just randomly crave things, okay? But you're not just craving it. It's all marketing. They just like put it up in front of your face, and you're like, oh, I want this now, and you just kind of make excuses for why you want it. Yeah.
This chocolate bar, generally, they are only 10-20% is chocolate. Remaining is everything else.
It's just milk or stuff and like sugar. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, my bad. You guys can scan that. It's just like a small workout program you can do. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, of course.
Running for 15 minutes and you are sweating, and then other than that, walking for 1 hour and you're not sweating.
Mhm.
So which one is better and what's the difference?
Well, running is more like it's higher impact on your body, which is why you sweat more, right? But walking is something you can do for longer. So that means that if it's something you can sustain, then you should always do it. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't run. Still run, but limit it so that you can like feel fresh and stuff the next day. That's
The point is that we should sweat.
yeah,
Whenever you are working out, whatever, you should sweat. What is like burning the fat?
yeah.
So you're not sweating, there's no point of sweating.
Sweat does not.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're not working out. Like walking is a workout, right? Especially if it's inclined too. That's a workout. So don't underestimate walking. Walking is amazing.
What I do with the walking.
Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What I do, I go on the street, I run, and then when I'm unable to breathe properly, I walk, and then when I'm breathe is normal, I run, and then when I keep to this, so this way, I consume both. Like when you run, and then when I'm
Out of breath, then you walk again to recover.
right.
Yeah.
So what happened? This way, you are doing like you are walking up to the breath level, you cannot, and then you will start walking. So this it covers both areas. And sweat is nothing to do with your. It depends on the temperature, outside temperature.
Yeah.
If you are
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. When people run and sorry, it's.
No, like when people run, it's like really good.
Mhm.
But like, if you run underwater,
you can run underwater, you can walk.
Run underwater? You're a fish, man.
Okay.
But how do you control your weight?
How many push-ups can I do?
Ground. And how
Probably like 120.
I said 60. That's very good.
Nah.
Keep going, you'll be world champion.
Yeah.
So when you go to the gym, should you do cardio first or weight lift?
It depends. What's your goal? Are you trying to get bigger? Or are you trying to just like maintain
If
or?
you're trying to say one, lose weight,
Okay.
and then second, if you're trying to put on muscle.
Okay, then I would do cardio last.
For
Yeah.
both, if you're trying to lose weight, what would you do first?
Okay, so if I'm trying to lose weight, I would do cardio first because that's more important, right? and then I would do weights. If I'm trying to put on muscle and I don't want to be exhausted, then I would do weightlifting first and then cardio.
And should you start off with stretches before you get into weightlifting? Or actually, what should you do before you start lifting weights?
Before you start lifting weights,
Like before starting your workout?
before you start your workout, yeah, I would do a quick warm up. So like you have like your arm swings, you would do leg swings. There's also something called heel clicks. So it's like, I don't know if I could, can I demonstrate it here? Can, yeah, okay. So it's like you're here, your legs are at like 90, and then you get your heels to touch and try to stay like as in line with your legs as possible, right? So this is good. And it hurts. It looks easy. It's not easy, I promise. Okay? And then there's also stuff like this where you lunge towards one side and try to keep your heel on the floor and then switch. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So stuff like that. And if you can't go all the way down, then you stop right here. It's fine. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So wait, what sports do you play about that? Like,
Sports? I haven't played sports in a long time. Maybe like,
do you think wrestling is a good sport for
yeah.
this?
Yeah. I think wrestling's good.
So
Yeah.
on that move,
Yeah.
exercises were showing us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a lot of Chinese doing Tai Chi.
Tai Chi. Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Look, that
I mean-
what I think, but the way you doing, they were doing it.
Oh. Yeah.
So I am getting so many apps on my phone that do that chai for after 50 and you will be Superman.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I mean, I've seen Tai Chi, but I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Are you guys? Yeah.
So is skipping meals a good thing?
Skipping?
Is skipping meals a good thing?
Yes. I would say yes, as long as it's like, for example, like let's say you're skipping lunch. I would say that's good because you have a big breakfast and a big dinner, and like you're fasting a little bit in between. That's good. But if like you're skipping like a lot of meals, then it gets unhealthy, right? So there's a balance to it. Mm-hmm.
Staying hungry for a long time, intermittent fasting. So it's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, as long as you're still eating afterwards. Yeah. Okay.
I think we should talk about, I can probably speak for everyone here. No one is at the level of where we should be, right?
Mhm.
How do you start?
How did I start?
How
Like,
do you start? How do we start?
how do you start? Okay, so the best thing to do is combine cardio and weightlifting. Okay, so you would do your weightlifting at the start, and then you would do cardio. That's the best way to do it. It's like if you're a beginner, just go in, lift weights, and then do cardio for like 20 minutes or to half an hour. Yeah, and it could be anything like a walk or
What about
Run.
food? I think that's more harder than that part.
Mhm.
How do you cut out? We didn't bring the samosas today, but how do you cut out? So like think in your diet, right?
Pardon? Oh yeah. So that was part of my thing. I forgot to include it. If you want to lose weight, your favorite word has to be no. Okay, you have to say no to everything. If your mom is telling you like, do you want more cheesecake? You have to say no, right? Like even though every bone in your body is telling you yes, like I want that so bad, you have to just say no, right? And it's hard to do. It's a skill that you have to learn, but it works. Yeah, because you can't outwork a bad diet.
Sheikh is not here. I was just thinking to ask him.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "كلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا إن الله لا يحب المسرفين."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so israf means the waste. I was just thinking. I will check with him that even overeating is israf or not. Overeating.
Yeah.
Great. because we say kulu washrabu means eat and drink.
Yeah.
Wala tusrifu, don't waste, because Allah doesn't love the people who waste.
Mhm.
So I was just thinking, while we're talking, it just came to me when you talk about the food eating. I said, I'll check with the sheikh. That overeating is also israf or not? Because Allah doesn't love those people who waste.
Yeah, to
So
waste. Yeah.
eating too much is also waste.
Yeah,
Not throwing away. Eating
But
too much
yeah,
is waste.
because it's energy that you don't need, and then you end up wasting it. So what's the point of even eating it, right? That goes back to like what I said at the beginning, where you want to just eat to get from like one task to another, just enough to fuel you. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Eat just- And that's how hadith also.
Mhm.
When you're eating, you have to leave one space
For air, 1/3 for
1/3.
water. Yeah.
1/3. So that's the way.
Mhm.
I learned one thing is overeating causes more problems.
Yeah.
If we can control our brain, hey, I'm gonna eat this much. Eat slow. By the way, by the time our brain gets the message, stomach sends a message to our brain that I'm full, it's already 20 minutes gone. So while you're eating, you will never feel that
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I ate too much.
Yeah.
After that, you say, today I think I ate too much.
Yeah.
Why? Because your brain
It's telling
sends
you
a
that.
signal.
Yeah.
You receive the signal after
Mhm.
20 minutes at
Yeah.
least. So, after overeating. So,
Mhm.
eating slow is one of the best.
Yeah, the
ways.
best things. Yeah.
Well, the guideline there should be just 1/3.
Yeah?
The guideline should just be 1/3. That should be.
Oh no, wait. I think he had his hand up for a minute.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I noticed that you pointed out palm oil.
Yeah.
And then there was like sodium,
Aluminum.
aluminum.
Yeah. Sodium.
And so when we're buying foods, what are some other common stuff that we should look out for? Or that you already know, like I don't want to put you on
Okay,
the
yeah.
spot, but it seems
So
like-
there's like MSG, which is like meant to, it's a drug that they put inside food, or a chemical that makes food more addicting. So it just it makes you want more. Then there's also like, what else? There's seed oils, which are like in everything. So you have to just try to limit it as much as you can, right? What else? Food dyes. There's red 40, but the goal is to limit sugar. That's like the main thing, right? If you can limit sugar, you're good. Yeah.
So with sugar, there is like a lot of things say no sugar, but then you check the ingredients. they
And it
have
has the sweeteners. Yeah. So be very careful of that too.
I did a lot of research on the healthy food.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't want to speak too much of the because everybody has the right to speak. If we cook our food at home, if we cook at home,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about all these chemicals.
Exactly. So single ingredient
Cook
foods.
home
Yeah.
and eat homemade food.
But like, sugar has
Sorry, say it again, please.
like sometimes when you're cooking homemade food, the oil has sugar, so
Yeah, but that's a quantity that is required to make it healthy. There's a difference between healthy food and the happy meal and a healthy meal. So happy meals is what your brain says, but healthy meals is what your body says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how much you bench.
230.
Yeah.
Do what?
Say,
You just did?
Yeah.
so easy.
No way. What do you mean so easy?
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
For stamina, which one is important? For running or weightlifting?
Sorry for.
For good stamina.
Oh, for stamina, running or weightlifting.
People who are very muscular, but they
There's-
can't run fast.
Yeah.
So which one is important? Running, like cardio, or the weight?
I would say for longevity, like to be healthy for longer, you need both. Okay, you can't just single out one. It's like saying, can I have, if I want to live longer, do I only eat food or do I only drink water? You need both at the same time. Yeah, that's how I see it. So don't just like single out one. Pardon? Oh, do you guys have any questions? I mean, do you guys have any questions over there? No?
Just have a question if there's a vegan cannot walk.
Mm-hmm.
The other option.
Oh, for cardio. That's a good question. Maybe. At home, yeah. I would say maybe something with a band. Like there's always like banded exercises you can do. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Can we prevent night cravings?
Oh, night cravings? Yeah.
7 p.m. coffee.
Okay, so when I get night cravings, what I do personally is I just drink a bunch of water. Just try to drink as much water as you can, right? Obviously, like don't drink a whole lot, but drink like maybe 2 glasses, and like it just goes away. That's what works for me with night cravings. Yeah.
You know why we get night cravings? Like, what's the reason for it? If you know.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. It could be because of like your what's it called? You didn't eat enough protein. Oh, the blood sugar spike? Yeah, it could be that too, but there's so many
I
factors.
have to say something.
Yeah.
There is a sunnah about drinking water as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink too much at the one time. It says Rasul Prophet ﷺ used to drink water in small quantity the whole day.
The whole day. Okay.
Continue drinking, but one time if you drink too much, your body cannot handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So anything too much goes into your body, your
Mm-hmm.
cleaning system doesn't
Yeah.
work. So you have to take a small quantity every hour. So you have to keep the one
Mhm.
bottle with you. Oh, that's my special subject. So I take a lot of interest. I do a lot of research on it.
Yeah.
This is, I'm sharing
All
what I
good.
know.
Yeah. Okay. It's cool.
Because the iced coffee is too much for 11 p.m.
Yeah.
McDonald's iced coffee is too so sugary and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
And it keeps you up all night too. Yeah.
Telling you.
Any other questions? Yeah.
So they say coffee, black coffee is better.
Then which coffee? Then
Any black coffee and black tea is good.
yeah, because there's no sugar inside, right? And then it's just the coffee. It's just a straight coffee, which is
So it's
Um,
energy and
yeah,
you don't
and
get any carbs.
and black coffee actually like doesn't make you feel as hungry. So that works for cravings too. Drinking black coffee. Yeah.
Now I know why I have cravings.
Yeah.
So there's one takeaway you want us to take away from this talk. What would you say is like the most important thing that we should all share? Other than no sugar, that's something else.
Yeah, I was gonna say no sugar, but the best thing I would tell you is make sure that your carb intake is what I said before. Your carb intake isn't a lot compared to your activity. So just make sure that they're both even. That like how much carbs you eat and how much you move. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? No.
I think great.
Thank you.
Very good. Very
Thank you. Any other questions over there?